Say when.
When?
Hi guys, I'm Edwig.
I'm Mwila.
We're 57th Avenue and welcome back to our channel.
Yeah.
And yeah, welcome to Wine Wednesday.
I am super excited. This is like our first Wine Wednesdays because we had this idea in the summer and then life just happened and we just didn't do it. So it's an excuse for us to drink and have like very mature conversations. So I'm glad you could join us.
Yeah, and to those who haven't seen our post about Wine Wednesdays, it's just a new segment we're starting to talk about awkward and not so easy to talk about topics, and we're just going to be addressing them and ask for your guys' input so we can have open and honest conversations. I feel like a presenter, you know?
I know, and just like
Open,
conversations that we never got a chance to have, right? Because I don't think my mom ever sat me down and was like, this is what happens when you're on your period.
My mom.
I was actually really scared to talk about it just because I thought I don't know what your views are on this, but because we chose not to discuss this before, just like be very raw and authentic. But I was very afraid to talk about it just because I didn't know if I would receive backlash. But girl, today's topic is African sexist traditions. I was gonna say African traditions, but Eddie was like, sexist traditions.
I guess obviously then that makes my opinion very apparent that what we're going to be talking about, you know, on the opposing side of most of what we're going to be talking about.
Me too, I think.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about like two main, I guess you see it in the title, but two main traditions, which is a kitchen party and pooling. It's actually got a proper name. Pooling has got a name.
Labia elongation.
Yeah, I was looking, I was researching that this past weekend.
I actually saw a research paper, like someone did, well, it wasn't just on that, but they even analyzed the songs that people sing when you're taking the woman to the husband's house. And I've even sung along to some of those songs. Zimbabweans will know this one. So it's like, it just means if it weren't for our brother, you're gonna get married by an ape or like a gorilla. The first one we're going to be talking about is obviously the kitchen party.
Yeah.
And we haven't been to one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think kids are allowed.
So I went ahead and asked, like, which I thought would be so uncomfortable, but I asked like my aunt, my mom, grandma's friends, like my mom's friends, obviously not my friends, but what exactly is a kitchen party? Like, what happens? Because obviously we've never been there. But basically is to prepare the woman. My mom said for the kitchen. What I think she means is just preparing you to be ready to take care of your home. So how to treat your man, how to treat your man's family, and obviously your own family, how to blend them, how to do it in the bedroom, and
I think your other aunt said like
hygiene
to get you started like with just your home because it's expensive to buy everything from scratch.
Okay,
so yeah. I think like at the basic level, like people just bring in gifts to get you started on your home.
Yeah.
And then whilst you're there, then comes all these
like the elders and stuff.
And lessons that you're taught on how to basically take care of your husband. Yeah. And do the dancing part.
Okay, so which I thought like I didn't know. Eddie was saying, okay, listen. So somebody, and I'll say somebody because I don't know, my aunt or my family friend or whatever, an elder, was basically
I have a phobia that is not taking. Can I just check?
Is it taking?
It's
Okay.
Your face was like.
So my aunt was basically explaining the whole dancing situation, which I thought was very, very, very. It's basically they teach you because she said they teach you how to dance for your man. So because I didn't ask any details. I didn't ask like for details, but is it like dancing on your man or dancing for your man? And she did say to entice your man. So I'm assuming it's like a seductive like dance before you.
Yeah. The only issue that I have with, I guess I'm just starting to dive into my actual thoughts, because there's never like really anything on the men's side on how to like please a woman as well, and that's what? Oh, snaps and claps. Yeah, because women are just meant to deal with what they have, but here you are, you're bringing your 100 game, and he's just bringing you whatever he has, and you're meant to like accept that. I think that's the only issue that I have with it. Like, go ahead, show me what to do. Like, I'm open, but it's someone showing him what to do. Like when you know.
Yeah. I've never thought about that. That's a good point. The funny, okay, not the funny, it's not funny, but I might be on the opposite end, because I think you agree with me, but I don't think having a kitchen party is wrong.
Yeah.
Because obviously we all grow up differently, right? But if you're going to teach me how to take care of a home, how to take care of a family, I think that's very important. Mm-hmm. I think that part shouldn't go away. Even how to dance for your man, especially if you're a virgin, if you don't know what to do, I would like some lessons, I'm assuming. And then the part where like people, like your family, bring you things that will help you in your home, that's that's
sweet. A great idea.
Honestly, I am down for that. Like, I wouldn't mind having that. I think, like you say, the only part that I'll be totally uncomfortable with is the fact that men don't get lessons. If anything, I think if you're in a partnership, which is what I believe marriage is, if I'm going to learn how to please you, my nigga, you need to know how to please me.
Like, I don't disagree that it's a great idea, but I just don't see the necessity of it. And I get it.
Like kitchen parties?
Yeah, like, I don't, you know.
After hearing this, I'd actually want one.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think, like, not the weirdness of, like, teaching me how to dance. I don't want to learn that things. Yeah. But, like, everything else, if you're going to teach me how to take care of my man, maybe there's something I don't know. Except, you see, I don't know what the lessons are, right? So if you're going to tell me listen to him always, I'm probably not going to listen to that bullshit. But if you're going to tell me, like, how to, like, conflict and stuff, I don't know if there's something we can learn from, like, our elders that we don't already know. Because I feel like in this generation, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we are getting better with communication. So we're not yes women, I should think anyways. We say what's on our mind and we know how to take care of our man. I think this brings us back to, like, expectations in general, right? And I think that's what makes it a sexist tradition, in the sense that women are taught how to do stuff, but men are expected to just know? Or is it that whatever they have learned in their household as a son, they're gonna take into the marriage, whereas I have to learn how to take care of you? Yeah. Like, what exactly are you learning? And don't get me wrong, like I said, I have nothing against, nothing wrong, I guess. I have nothing wrong with the kitchen party thing. I would like to do it if it's not weird. I would actually like to do it. But I would think that my partner or my husband to be, would also learn how to take care of the household.
Obviously, it depends from family to family. Not many families are going to embrace the traditions. Like, I know I was explaining this to you. My family is not from that type of thinking. Like, I don't know, we just haven't had any of that in my family. And, like, I've only grown up being close to my mom's side of the family, and they're all raised the same. I don't have, like, access to my father's aunts, so I don't know, like, how they live life there. Yeah. So I think also, with my point of it depending from family to family, you may be raised from a family that doesn't believe in that, but the family that you're marrying into does
that would be like,
believe in that.
Would be not tragic, but like if you haven't grown up in that, then you obviously, like, I'm assuming your husband doesn't really care as much, assuming he knows what type of background you have, that you're not a very traditional person. But if his family wants that, and that's what they have known, that would really suck.
And I think also, I'm gonna say this because I said I was going to talk about my experience of it. You need to pay attention even when you're dating at this age, because I feel like you see so much of how people react in certain situations, and maybe they're seeing that kind of dynamic in their own families, and they're trying to, like, project that on you. Ooh. I was shocked. I was shocked. And, like, you know, like, suddenly, you know, like, I had to, like, ask to go out or something. Do you know what I mean? I've only ever had to do that with my mom, not someone who I see as, like, my equal, like, my partner.
So how did you ask?
I didn't ask. I won't do it, you know, because it's just very weird. Yeah. And then you also see some guys on the other end, like, he's the one who's pushing you to go out. So I guess
that's him. Like, he's like, please.
So it does depend also on, like, the family that you're marrying into. If you don't have that way you're raised. So if you know you're not going to be able to handle that, which I don't think you should have to handle that, then pick wisely and just, like, pay attention.
But I mean, like, okay, and not to go into, like, a debate about it, because I think that's not what this is about. But could it be? But, like, if that's important to him and that's the person you love, then
if
it
what's
wouldn't
important to
matter,
him, like
right?
asking him for permission.
No, I meant tradition. Not like asking. That is just pushing the line. But if like a kitchen party is important to him, because that's what he's known.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I'm speaking like this, but you know, like when I'm in a relationship, I'm actually pretty submissive. I'm very submissive, you know. I just don't like when there's an expectation for me to do something.
Yeah, I know
most
that.
of the things I just do because I just want to do it for you. But like if there's that
like even in our relationship, she's very submissive.
Am I though?
No, I am.
Oh really?
The cooking, I'm very submissive.
Isn't it?
Like you cook.
Oh yeah. Woo. I cook. You know what? I cook. That's why when this other situation happened, I was very discombobulated. Should I say it?
What happened?
Like, you know, like always,
okay.
I'm just like always cooking.
This is
I think this one time ago,
yeah.
And I think I was just like tired, you know, because sometimes we have 69 classes here, especially like at the school that I was going to, because I also wanted to be working during the day and stuff. So I had a 69. I came back home. I was very tired. I was like, honestly, I'm not in the mood for cooking. Do you want to go whip up something? He acted like his hands are not working. Like he just got mad. Why are you mad? You can cook for yourself. And like the thing that hurt me the most, because I never say no. Like he never has to ask, right? He never had to ask. No. It's just very, because it's very interesting seeing how people's minds work. Yeah. And then especially going from that to a relationship that has a very different dynamic. It's very like, wow. So there are people who are raised like this.
So the next one that I really wanted, well, not really wanted to talk about, but the person who suggested this topic had kitchen parties and pooling, which in English, well, I guess that's English, but in other terms,
labia elongation.
So basically, if you know the vagina, I don't really know, it's a two little thing. If you're a girl, go search, you know what I'm talking about. But
even anyone who did bio in Form 4, go, you know.
So pulling is basically when you stretch the labia, and this typically happens, from the research that I've done and asking obviously our elders, is when a woman or a girl, actually a girl, reaches puberty. So that could be 10, 11, typically around 10, 11. If you're a late bloomer, like maybe 12, but like 9, 10, 11.
I reached puberty at 13.
13!
And
I think
I was
did
actually
11.
almost 14.
So you stretch that, and I guess what happens is they take you to women, older women, who will explain what this does, what it means, and what you're meant to do. And then when you leave, you're given herbs. Excuse me? Herbs to help you pull your labia. You know what though? It's not like they teach you how to do it. They literally do it for you. In the first round.
I have to be out there.
Go, because I need to catch my breath after that.
Yeah, I think because it's done, the main problem I have with this, and also when I was doing my research, it turns out like some people are actually very excited about it. It's not always like a negative thing for people. The only problem I have with this is the issue of consent, because between 10 and 11, first of all, you don't even know what pleasing a man entails or what it's for. Is it like why I have actually very strong feelings about this, because at 10, how traumatizing is it? Like, you're taking me to this maybe old woman I don't even know, I've never met, and it's a very like you know, it's your body, and you just don't want anyone like touching your body anyhow. Yeah. And at such a young age, you don't even understand what's going on. Yeah. Like for us, I know now we've done our research, we know what it's for, what it's being done for, and again, it's to please a man who, and there's nothing on their end that's being done for your benefit, right? And if it's a woman who, I don't know, in your research, did you find out anything about it being, like, does it enhance a woman's pleasure? So what I learned is that they tell you that it pleases the man, and men really like that, and it helps them stay in a marriage, right? And apparently it grips. Grips. I just don't get the logic of how it would grip it. I don't get it. But that's what it does, right? So it's basically for the man. Yeah. They do say that women do experience like pleasure, but from my research, the other one, it actually takes away the sensation. Yeah. I don't know, because like I'm just trying to imagine. My sister is 8 right now, and I can't imagine her going through that in 2 years, you know? Yeah. And for the prospect of a marriage to please a guy in the future?
I can tell you like my experience. The first person I ever told was actually my boyfriend now. And it was very hard to talk about. I didn't realize how hard it was to talk about. But so I remember like little parts of it. So I don't remember like getting in the car. I just remember arriving to this like random home. It wasn't like homey. It wasn't comfortable. It was strange and empty. That's what it felt like. A very strange and empty house. So I just remember my mom like talking to this woman, and then she left, and I'm like, why am I here? And then I remember her like pinching my thigh, because I think I was sitting a certain way, and she's like, you can't sit like that as a girl. I was like, nah, bitch, nah. And then she took me to this place, right? I think it was like right next to her house. But you know how like back home we don't have like, it's not made out of wood like your house, it's just made out of like bricks, cement bricks, right? So I just remember cement bricks, no windows, just like random cloth. So there was like empty, and then the ground had no like floor. So I remember it being very dusty, and just like, I don't know if there were two women, I just remember one woman. To be honest, I remember this one woman because she's the one who I felt like violated my body. She was explaining all these random things, but I promise you, I cannot remember anything she said. The only thing I remember is her touching like my body and feeling like, why am I here? And why did my mother drop me here and not tell me I was coming to this woman? Why? Who is this woman? Then I remember leaving, and they gave me like this like container, and it had like herbs, I'm assuming. It was just black. I remember it being black. And I remember them telling me like, you have to do this. I'm thinking, oh my God, like if I don't do this, maybe something's gonna happen. And at that point, I wasn't even thinking something's gonna happen to my vagina. I was just thinking something's gonna happen, or they're gonna take me back so that they can check if I've been pulling. So the next day, I remember getting into the car, but I never spoke to my mom. I don't think she ever said, oh baby, how was it? I just remember getting into the car, nothing was said, nothing, like it's like we went and got ice cream and we came back, right? I'm grateful that I didn't go back, but I don't think my mom was like, I'm not taking my child back. I think she was just like, oh, okay, she's probably bullying. Nah, I stopped day one, girl. Like, I was not gonna do it. It hurt, it was violating, and it's the worst experience I've ever had with my body. Like at 10 and 11, it was the worst. Don't worry, guys, I think my body's back to normal. So, wait. I have a question. So if you have longer labia, do you have to go through the process?
Oh, that's a good question. They'll probably open you up and like, nah, she's good. Take it home, she's good.
However, we do want to say that if that's something you believe in, and if that's something you practice, no one has influenced you or like forced you to believe that. Not influenced, because obviously you get influenced by people, but no one has forced you to believe that. We rock with you. But if you're going to tell a child or take a child to do that, please believe that that's going to leave an impact on that human being, especially if you haven't explained it, because apparently now it's under the UN that it's mutilation. What do you call it?
Genital mutilation. Yeah, that's the same for me, because I talked about consent in the beginning. If you're 16 years old and you feel like, let me try, I mean, by all means, the bathroom is there, go do your thing. But when you're when you're taking a 10-year-old and they have no concept of what's going on, I think it's a bit problematic for me if it happens in that way.
First question. How important is it for you to be able to make sadza, stroke, and shimmer? Oh, that's about it. I'm not supposed to say like more directed towards Zimbabwe, but I just made it for both of us.
Yeah. Honestly, like I said, like it depends.
It cooks for me, so
yeah. Like I'm just like, I just be cooking for the people,
But you know what though? Wait. Because the assumption is if you know how to cook sadza and shima, it's for a man. No, it's just for like, it's for, like, it's for us.
My mom, I always make this joke because she always makes it like she can only make an egg and tea, you know, like she doesn't. And my sister this one time is like, Mama, okay, I'm gonna say in translate for you. I'm not gonna did like, do you even cook for that? Like my mom, she's just always been like working, right? She won't starve, but it's not like you see her like standing
she'll be
stove,
like she's fine.
But my grand made it a point to teach us how to do like any type of work, and not once did I hear her saying like, what are you gonna do when you get married? It was just like, you need to know how to yeah, like like you just need to know how to work, right?
Yeah.
So like, I know how to cook, I know how to wash my hands, everything I know how to do, but I don't think it's like and I think it's just important to know how to do for yourself. Like, you need to just know how to take care of yourself. Taking away the whole concept of what if you get married, what will you do for your husband? Just for yourself, you need to know how to take care of yourself, I think. So it's important to be able to make a meal for yourself, to nourish yourself, I think.
Is there a difference between African sexism, in brackets, from parents, colleagues, employers, close brackets, and sexism in the Western world? Your experience.
Have I actually experienced sexism this side?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Oh my God. In class. And I've told you this actually. It's the most frustrating thing. If I have, so for example, if we've got group work and there's this one guy or two men, if I say something, no one hears me. If he says the same thing, they will take it into consideration. It's funny, it actually happened on text message. So we're in a group and we're discussing it, and I was like, hey, this is what the professor said. Everyone was like, I don't think so. The guy came in and said, this is what the professor said. Like, exactly. It's almost as if he copied and pasted my work. People were like, you know what? You're right. You're right.
I think I've just always been in a group with, like, not people like that.
Like, not even work? That's fascinating. Good for you, girl. Good for you.
No.
So it's different. What you're saying is it's different. Or you
like,
just haven't experienced
honestly,
it.
I don't think I've experienced it this side.
Yeah.
Or like, what are some instances? I think the problem is I can't think of examples, but I probably have back home.
Nah, even in the RA team, actually, I experienced that. Yeah, the exact same thing I'm saying, I experienced it. But I didn't know whether it's because I was black, a woman.
You know, that's the thing about us also. Yeah,
yeah,
black,
it's double, like,
you are international.
Yeah, it's like
everything.
So you never really know which box you're canceling, right?
Yeah.
And I think like back home,
honestly, hey, you have too many examples.
Not even examples. I just think like it's funny to me because the women grow up differently. Like, especially let's say you move or you're in the same place, but they have a more independent mindset. Even the guys who have moved, I've seen from back home that come here, have the same like sexist mindset. You have to cook for me as a woman. You should be more at home as a woman. You should take care of the
actually
kids.
Yeah, that I've seen. Like,
so it's like it doesn't change, and that's frightening. Like, it's just so.
I think I've already explained like my experience, but that's the only situation I've ever had to experience it. But I think chiefly because I just grew up in a household of just women, you know. So I haven't had like a chance to. I only had one male cousin, and he wasn't there for the most part. He was in boarding school.
Yeah.
Then I think when I was in Form 1, that's when I got my dad now. But you know, like, he's pretty chill. I haven't like had an experience. So I think I haven't had any experiences.
Yeah, like, it is just living life. Some of us are experiencing life. Okay, I think we're done.
Oh my god, that was so much fun.
Was it?
It was.
Okay, that's good.
It was. Thank you so much for watching, and would love to hear your feedback. And if you think we said anything wrong as well, be nice in the comments, correct us where you think we went wrong, or give us any feedback.
Again, not all African men, because
not all
African men have a sexist mindset. Don't come for me.
Everything that we were saying is generalized. We're not talking about everyone in Zimbabwe, everyone in Zambia. You know, it's sad that we have to say this because it's common sense. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Remember to share our video and
subscribe. If you're bored, just subscribe. Take a